was 2:17 a.m. The city outside was silent, but inside the Wilburn Tower, something was awake. The office lights on floor 41 flickered. Only one person was still working. Her name was Olivia Pierce. She stared into her screen, eyes dry, jaw clenched. Another late night, another forgotten deadline. She stretched her arms, then reached for her coat. Time to go home. The elevator lobby was empty. The air was colder here, almost metallic, as if the walls were breathing. Olivia pressed the down button. Nothing happened. Again, still nothing. She sighed, frustrated. All 5 elevators offline. Then, ding, a sound behind her. She turned slowly. The 6th elevator, the one no one ever used, was open, dim, unlit, waiting. What the hell? Her voice echoed, small and thin. She stepped closer. The panel above the door was dead. No numbers, no movement, just the cold hum of a machine that should not be alive. She looked around. No one, no cameras on this floor. They were all disconnected last month for maintenance. She should have taken the stairs. She didn't. Olivia stepped inside. The door closed instantly. No button was pressed. It began to descend, faster than normal. Too fast. She reached for the control panel, but there were no buttons, no floor numbers, no emergency stop, nothing. Just a black, smooth surface. She was trapped. She pounded on the door. Hello? Anyone? The elevator stopped. Sub-basement 3. There was no sub-basement 3. The doors opened. Pitch black. A hallway. Unlit. Wet. The smell of rust. And something older. She heard it. A whisper. A woman's voice. Just behind her ear. I've been waiting. Then, darkness. Monday, 9:46 a.m. Tyler Simmons spilled coffee on his keyboard. Again. Shit, sorry. He muttered, grabbing napkins. Across from him, Rhea laughed softly. Careful. That laptop's older than my grandma. They were the new tech team at Sentinel Analytics. Week 3. Still figuring things out. Where's Olivia? Rhea asked. She didn't check in. Tyler blinked. She never left last night. Said she'd finished the report. He checked the logs. Her badge scan showed entry at 6:01 p.m. No exit. He frowned. That's not possible. He opened the building's security dashboard. A trick he learned from Marcus, the night guard. He pulled up the footage for elevator lobby. Floor 41. Nothing. Only static. Every camera was working. Except that one. 10:23 a.m. Rhea opened Olivia's office. Lights off. Laptop still on. Coffee still warm. A note on her desk read, almost done. Just need the numbers from Q3. Heading out soon. Don't wait for me. It was signed. 2:18 a.m. Exactly 1 minute after the 6th elevator opened. Back in the hallway, Marcus stood, staring at the sealed door. Elevator 6. He hadn't seen it open in 20 years. They told him it was out of service, that it didn't exist, that it had been welded shut. But last night, he saw the light turn green, and the door slide open, all by itself. Tuesday, 11:08 a.m. Tyler couldn't stop thinking about the static. That one broken feed, that one elevator. Something wasn't right. He tapped into the system again. This time he went deeper. Security locks, timestamps, maintenance overrides. And there it was. A single unlocked door event at 2:17 a.m. Elevator 6. Impossible. He double-checked, then checked again. The system logged an active descent from floor 41 to SB3. SB3 didn't exist. Officially, the building only went to SB1. Tyler leaned back in his chair. His palms were sweating. His chest felt tight. He opened his drawer, pulling out Olivia's Bluetooth headset. He found it this morning. lying on the floor outside the elevator. He put it on. No signal. Dead. Then, a faint hiss. He turned up the volume. Hiss. Static. Then, a whisper. Faint. Female. Clipped. Almost too soft to hear. Don't leave me here. Tyler froze. Can't find the door. Then screaming. Metal screeching. And silence. He yanked off the headset. Heart pounding. Downstairs, Marcus stood by the fire exit. He lit a cigarette, even though he quit 10 years ago. He couldn't get the noise out of his head. Last night, when Olivia disappeared, he heard the elevator groan, like a voice buried in steel, and something else, a shadow, in the reflection of the glass, not his. It watched him and smiled. Marcus turned to look at the lobby monitor. All clear, nothing moving, but the red light above elevator 6 was still on, glowing, alive. Rhea came into Tyler's office. Still no word from Olivia. Tyler didn't answer. She's not answering texts, email, anything. He finally spoke. She never left. Rhea blinked. What do you mean? He showed her the security logs, the headset, let her listen. When the whisper came, she covered her mouth, went pale. Who is that? She whispered. He looked at her. I don't think it's Olivia. Later that night, 9:42 p.m., they came back. Tyler, Rhea, and Marcus. They rode the elevator to floor 41. The lights above flickered. The hallway smelled of burned plastic. The air, heavier. They stood in front of elevator 6. It looked sealed, like it hadn't been used in years. But the panel was glowing. A soft red pulse, like a heartbeat. Marcus took out an old keycard, the kind he wasn't supposed to have. He swiped it. Ding. The door opened. Inside, everything was dark, but something moved in the corner. Just for a second, a flicker of motion. Rhea stepped back. No way. I'm not going in there. Tyler took out a voice recorder, held it inside the elevator. He pressed record, waited 30 seconds, pulled it back out. He hit play. At first, nothing. Then, you're not supposed to be here. The voice was clearer now, angrier. She's mine now. And then, Olivia's voice. Tyler, help. I can't see. I think I'm still falling. Then screaming. Then static. Then silence. Wednesday, 12:03 a.m. The city pulsed with soft neon. But deep below it, something was stirring. The 6th elevator door stood open, unmoving, waiting, like a mouth that had tasted blood. Tyler stared at it, hand trembling. She's down there, he said. Rhea stepped forward. But where is there? That floor, SB3. It's not on any blueprint. Marcus lit another cigarette. He didn't say a word, just nodded. He'd seen SB3 once, long ago, before they sealed it, before they said it never existed. They stepped inside, all 3 of them. The air was cold, not just cool, unnatural, like the walls were made of breath, like the air had been exhaled by something dead. There were no buttons, just the hum of descent, no motion, no sound. Then, down, suddenly, a drop, like the elevator had fallen off its track. Rhea gasped. Tyler gripped the rail. Marcus whispered, "It's starting again." The elevator stopped. No chime, no announcement, just a soft click. The doors slid open. Sub-basement 3. They stepped out into darkness. A hallway stretched ahead, long, silent dripping. Concrete walls, cracked and pulsing with mold. A broken light flickered above, casting shadows that didn't belong to them. Tyler clicked on his flashlight. The beam landed on a sign. Archive 1975. Restricted. Below it, in faded red paint. Do not open if you hear her singing. They moved forward. Each step echoed. Each breath felt stolen. At the end of the hallway, they found the first door, an old office. Inside, dust, paper, file cabinets, a rotary phone off the hook slowly swinging. Marcus picked up a folder from the desk. He blew the dust away. Patient observations. Floor SP3. Olivia Pierce. Tyler's heart stopped. This is impossible, he whispered. She's only been gone for 2 days. Rhea turned slowly. No, look at the date. April 14th, 1984. Suddenly the phone rang. Once, twice. Tyler backed away. Marcus answered it. Silence. Then, Olivia's voice. Don't follow the singing. Don't look at her eyes. The phone line snapped. Dead. Rhea was shaking. We need to go now. But the hallway was different. Longer. Twisted. As if it had rearranged itself while they weren't looking. Marcus whispered, "We're not in the building anymore." They ran down the corridor. Deeper. Doors slammed behind them. Lights flickered out. Something was following. They could hear it. The drag of something wet against concrete. And humming. Soft. Like a lullaby sung underwater. They turned the corner. And there she was. Olivia. Standing. Facing the wall. Her back to them. Hair soaked. Clothes torn. Skin pale blue. Olivia. Tyler ran to her. But Marcus grabbed him. No. Too late. Olivia turned. Her eyes. Empty sockets. Her mouth open. And began to sing. A low echoing sound. Terrible. Beautiful. Wrong. Rhea screamed. Covered her ears. Marcus dropped to his knees. Whispering prayers in a language long forgotten. Tyler stared. And something inside him broke. Then, the elevator door opened behind them. Ding. Light. Cold, artificial light. They ran. Pulled Marcus with them. Rhea slammed the door button. The 6th elevator began to rise. Behind them, Olivia stood still, singing, not moving, just watching. Back in the lobby, 2:34 a.m., the doors opened. Tyler fell out. Then Rhea. Then Marcus. Gasping. Shaking. Silent. They looked at each other. No words. Just 3 people who had gone somewhere. No one should ever go. Thursday, 3:19 a.m. Rhea woke up gasping, sweat soaking her sheets, ears ringing. The lullaby again. That same melody. Soft. Broken. Like someone humming through a throat full of water. But this time, it wasn't a dream. The sound was coming from inside her apartment. She sat up, heart racing. The humming stopped. Silence. Then, a whisper. You brought her back with you. That morning, she called Tyler. I think we're infected. Infected? He asked. By that place? By her? I heard the singing last night. In my room. Tyler was quiet. Then, Marcus is missing. Rhea froze. He'd been quiet since they left SB3, staring, mumbling. Now, he was just gone. Didn't answer his phone. Didn't show up for work. Security footage showed him leaving the building, but not going anywhere. He simply vanished at the curb. Tyler checked his security logs again. 3 anomalies, each one at 2:17 a.m., each tied to elevator 6. First, Olivia. Second, the descent. Third, Marcus. Each time the elevator moved, even when it shouldn't. And the whispers had returned. This time, different, clearer. You're opening the room again. The room where she waits. She was never buried. She remembers the fall. That night, Rhea couldn't sleep. She sat in her living room, lights off. Then, the melody, not in her head, outside her door. She moved slowly, barefoot, across the cold floor. The sound was soft, right behind the wood, as if someone was pressed against the other side. She leaned in, held her breath, then, knocking. 1, 2, slow knocks. She opened the door. No one there, just a box, wrapped in black ribbon. She brought it inside. Hands trembling, opened it. Inside, a reel-to-reel tape, a photograph, and a note in faded ink. Don't let her finish the song. The photograph was of Olivia, standing in front of an old door marked SB3. But behind her was Rhea. Rhea stared at it, shaking. It was impossible. She'd never been there before. But the photo was clear. It was her. Same face, same scar on her chin. And yet, the timestamp read 1975. Tyler set up the tape reel in the old surveillance room. He turned the volume down low, just a whisper above silence. The tape spun, hiss, crackle, a deep breath. Then, she's looking through the glass. She sings when you forget. She remembers the fall. She fell through the elevator, but never hit the bottom. Then, Olivia's voice again. I see you, Tyler. I remember your face. You left me in the dark. You stopped the tape, sweating, heart pounding, but something else played on. Even though the reel had stopped spinning, the song, soft, echoing, now coming from the hallway. He ran. In Rhea's apartment, the lights began to flicker. The box was gone. The photo burned at the edges. She turned toward the hallway mirror and saw someone behind her. A girl, hair wet, skin cracked. Olivia. She didn't move, didn't speak, just stared, then smiled and began to sing. Rhea fell to the floor, clutching her ears, screaming until everything went black. Friday, 1:11 a.m. Tyler sat alone in the control room. Only the soft hum of servers and static kept him company. He'd hacked into the building's cold archive. Old files, unlisted, corrupted, never meant to be seen. There, he found it. Cam SB3, April 12, 1975. He hit play. The screen came alive with the grainy footage, dust, time-worn shadows. An elevator door opened. 6 people stepped in, laughing, chatting. Among them, Olivia Pierce, young, alive, smiling. Then, the footage shook. The elevator shuddered. Lights flashed red. Alarms. Then, silence. No movement. The camera froze on their faces. Twisting, screaming, mouths wide open. But no sound. Like the system refused to record what it heard. And then, they vanished. All 6, gone between frames. Tyler leaned closer, paused the screen. Right before the cut, Olivia looked straight at the camera, eyes wide, mouth open, singing. Meanwhile, Rhea awoke in her bathtub, water cold, phone dead, clothes soaked. Her apartment was quiet, too quiet. Every clock had stopped at 2:17 a.m. She stumbled out, lights flickering, and carved into the living room wall with something sharp. The fall never ended. She fell to her knees. Whispers swirled in the silence. They weren't alone anymore. The building was breathing, and somewhere below, Olivia was still falling. Tyler called Rhea, told her what he'd seen. 6 people went in that night. Only Olivia came back, but she didn't survive the fall. He hesitated. Not really. What do you mean? Rhea asked, voice shaking. She came back a week later, but she wasn't the same. She wouldn't speak. Just and stare at walls. They locked her in SB3, and then they sealed it. Said it was a gas leak. Buried the truth. Rhea whispered. She's trapped in the memory of falling. Tyler nodded. She's stuck, and every time that elevator moves, it pulls her closer. They met at dawn, in the elevator lobby, silent, empty, but elevator 6 was already waiting. Doors open. Inside, not metal walls, concrete, dripping pipes, old rusted lights. It had changed. Again, like it was no longer just a machine, but a passage, a throat, ready to swallow them whole. They stepped in. No buttons, no lights, only motion, down. They expected SB3, but this time, the elevator didn't stop. It went deeper, past labeled floors, past anything human. Then, it jerked to a stop and opened onto a room of mirrors. Hundreds, thousands, all reflecting versions of them. Some not quite right. In one mirror, Rhea was crying blood. In another, Tyler's face was missing. And in the center of the room, a single tape recorder playing her song, the lullaby, looping, distorted, but growing louder. Tyler stepped forward, then froze. Behind them, in every mirror, Olivia appeared, watching, waiting, smiling. Rhea whispered, "She doesn't want us to leave." "No," Tyler said. "She wants us to finish the fall." They turned to run, but the elevator was gone. The mirrors began to whisper. At first, just static, then words. "She sees you. She sings for you. She wears your face. Don't blink. Don't turn around." Rhea stood still, hands clenched. Her breath fogged the glass in front of her, but her reflection didn't move. It stared straight back, eyes wide, mouth curling into a grin that wasn't hers. She stepped back. The reflection stayed. Then, slowly, it tapped on the other side. One finger, twice, 3 times. Tap, tap, tap. And behind her, in the real room, something answered. Tap, tap, tap. Tyler moved toward the center of the room. The old reel-to-reel tape spun. No power source. No cables. It shouldn't have worked, but it played anyway. The song, that cursed melody, it looped and layered. Each time she sang it, it changed. Each time it played, a new reflection appeared. Tyler whispered, "She's making more of us." He turned to Rhea, but there were now 3 Rheas in the mirrors. Then 4, 5, each slightly off. One had her eyes stitched shut. One was smiling too wide. One was singing. Tyler backed away. "Don't look at them," Rhea whispered. "They feed on attention." They started running down a narrow hall of mirrors, a corridor that shouldn't have existed. The reflections followed, running parallel, pressing hands against the glass. And then one broke through. Shattered glass erupted. A version of Tyler, pale and bleeding, fell through. It crawled toward him, screaming without sound. Mouth wide, eyes missing. Tyler kicked it. It vanished into smoke. But behind them, more glass cracked. One by one, the mirror cells began to escape. Rhea grabbed his hand. "This isn't real. She's playing with us." "No," Tyler said. "She's showing us what we left behind." They turned a corner, and there was Olivia, not in the mirror, in the room, standing, hair dripping, feet bare, eyes hollow. She opened her mouth, but no sound came out. Instead, the walls began to hum. The song played from inside their heads, every word, every breath, syncing with their heartbeat. Tyler collapsed. Rhea screamed. Then Olivia pointed to a door behind her. Plain, metal, unmarked. Rhea crawled toward it, the song getting louder, the reflections clawing from the walls. Olivia just watched and smiled. Rhea opened the door. Inside, no reflections, just an empty elevator shaft, pitch black, bottomless. "This is it," she said. "The fall." Tyler stood, trembling. "Are we supposed to jump?" Rhea looked back. Olivia was gone. Only her voice remained, soft, distant. She never landed. She's still falling. She wants you with her. Forever. They looked at each other. Then, the floor beneath them gave out. They fell, down and down and down. No gravity, no wind, just cold silence. Then, light. They landed in a white hallway. Plain walls, no doors, just a sign. SB3, authorized access only. Tyler gasped. We're back. But something was off. The hallway was brand new. No rot, no rust, like it had just been built. Footsteps echoed behind them. They turned and saw themselves standing at the elevator, alive, whole, before the descent, before the curse. Rhea whispered, "This is before it all started." Tyler nodded, and we're trapped in the moment before the loop. Then, all the lights went out, pitch dark. The hallway disappeared. Tyler reached out but felt nothing. No walls, no floor, no Rhea, just silence. Then, a faint crackle, static. At first, like an old TV left on. Then louder, layered, moving, inside the walls. Voices, distorted, too fast to understand, but too loud to ignore. They weren't alone. Rhea blinked. She was back in her apartment. Morning sun, coffee on the counter, phone buzzing, everything normal. But the clock read 2:17 a.m., and the coffee was cold, and the sun wasn't warm. She opened the curtains. Outside, only fog, thick, endless, pressing against the glass. In her mirror, she saw someone else standing behind her. Not a ghost. Her, smiling. Rhea spun around, empty. Tyler's voice echoed. "Rhea, you with me?" She gasped, falling back into the black. He caught her. They were together again. But the walls, they were breathing, pulsing in and out. The hallway returned, different this time, covered in wires, tangled, snaking, plugged into the walls like veins. And along them, faces, pale, frozen, mouths open in screams. Each wire fed into them, and behind it all, a low hum, a song twisted through static. Olivia's voice, broken and stretched like tape left in the sun. "You left me, you left me, you left me." Rhea pointed ahead, a door. Not just any door. The original elevator gate. Old iron bars, chained, bolted shut. Tyler moved closer, but his radio buzzed. Through the static, a voice spoke. "Stop. She's not trapped. You are. She opened the fall for you. You chose to enter. She just remembered first." The voice laughed, a child's laugh, then silence. Rhea grabbed the chains. Rust crumbled. They fell open. Inside, Olivia, standing in the middle of the elevator. No longer ghost-like. No blood. No decay. Just a girl in an old hospital gown. Eyes clear. Voice soft. "You followed the echoes," she said. "You followed me." Tyler stepped forward. "Why us?" Olivia smiled. "Because you listened." She touched the panel. The button labeled SB3 lit up red, then slowly morphed to a new word. "Stay." Suddenly, the lights exploded. Glass shattered. The floor shook. Olivia screamed, but the sound wasn't human. Dozens of voices, all from her throat. Rhea grabbed Tyler. "We have to go." The elevator doors slammed shut behind them. The panel glowed. All buttons gone. Just one. "Remember." Tyler hesitated. Rhea pressed it. The elevator dropped. No movement. No sensation. Just falling thoughts. Memories. Their childhood. First kisses. Accidents. Regrets. Hospital rooms. Funerals. Voices calling their names in the dark. Until silence. Then the doors opened. They stood in a room neither had seen before. A recording booth. Old school. Microphones. Cassette decks. Soundproof foam. And on the far wall, a cracked mirror. Tyler walked toward it. Inside the mirror, he didn't see himself. He saw Olivia, alone, falling, forever, singing to herself, over and over. Rhea stepped up to the mic and whispered the lullaby. One line. The melody hummed softly into the room, and as it ended, the static stopped. The wires fell away. The mirror cracked, then shattered. Olivia was gone, but so was the room. So was everything. They awoke in the lobby just before sunrise. The building was silent. No signs of mirrors. No elevator 6. No song. Only one thing remained. The tape recorder, still warm. A label on it. You were here. The sun had barely risen, but the city already hummed with noise. Cars, voices, life. Yet Rhea felt an uneasy silence around her. A quiet that screamed. She clutched the tape recorder, its surface cold against her palm. The label, you were here, etched deep, almost like a warning. She pressed play. Nothing, just static. Then, soft at first, a low hum crept in, faint singing. Her own voice whispered, calling her back. That night the song invaded her dreams, a melody she hadn't heard since the elevator. Slow, repetitive, like a lullaby sung by shadows. She woke, gasping. Tyler's texts flooded in. Did you hear it too? The song is everywhere. Radios, TVs, even the static. It's following us. They agreed to meet. Tyler sat on a cracked park bench, holding a blank cassette tape. Look, he said, voice low. This tape. I didn't record anything, but last night I found it in my mailbox. No note, no sender. He popped it into an old player. At first, silence. Then, the song. But it wasn't the same. This time, there were layers, distorted voices, laughter, whispers. Tyler's eyes widened. Someone, or something, is recording over it. Rhea's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. You can't escape the song. It remembers you. Her skin prickled. She looked around. No one there. She called Tyler. His voice trembled. I'm hearing it now, in the background of calls on random radios. Suddenly, the call cut out. The next day, Rhea visited a local record store. Old vinyl lined the walls. She asked the clerk about strange tapes. He raised an eyebrow. You're not the first. Some say the 6th. Elevator was a recording studio back in the 80s. Strange. Things happened. Disappearances. Voices trapped in tapes. Rhea's heart pounded. She bought an old tape labeled SB3. Back home, she played it. Static. Then, a voice. Not Olivia's. Not Tyler's. Her own. Whispering. Don't listen. Don't fall. The tape warped. A low growl. The power cut. Darkness swallowed the room. Suddenly, her phone lit up. A video message from Olivia, smiling, but her eyes empty. Join me, she whispered, and the screen cracked. Rhea dropped the phone. In the quiet aftermath, Tyler appeared at her door. Rhea, it's not just the building anymore. The song is alive. They both knew the truth. This wasn't over. The elevator's song was inside them now, waiting. The air grew heavier around Rhea and Tyler. Even in the daylight, the silence was deafening. The song wasn't just a memory. It was a presence. At night, their devices started glitching. Phones cracked, screens flickered, radios burst into static. Then whispered words neither could understand. One night, Tyler woke to a voice calling his name. Soft, bleeding. He followed it to the basement of his apartment building. The door was open. Inside, the walls were covered with scribbles, the same symbols Rhea had seen etched into the elevator's iron bars. He felt the cold brush of a breath behind him. Turned, but no one was there. Rhea's dreams worsened. Every night, the elevator played again, descending into darkness, pulling her deeper. She started hearing the song in public places, the hum of a blender, the hiss of a subway train, even in conversations. One afternoon at a cafe, the barista hummed the tune without realizing. her eyes locked with Rhea's, a silent warning. Determined to end it, they searched for answers. They found an old news article about the building's past, a forgotten mental hospital. Patients vanished without trace, staff reporting voices in the walls. A nurse named Olivia had disappeared, the same name. Rhea and Tyler decided to record the song one last time, hoping to trap it, to end the cycle. They set up mics in the building's basement, waiting through the night. At midnight, the static turned to melody. The walls pulsed, whispers turned to screams. Suddenly, the recorder's tape started spinning backwards, playing a voice they both recognized, their own. The tape stopped, silence, then a whisper. Remember, the tape recorder sat silent on the table. No lights, no, just the weight of what had happened. Rhea and Tyler stared at each other, exhaustion and fear mingling in their eyes. Had it ended, or was this just another pause? Suddenly, the tape clicked on by itself, static. Then, a voice, not Olivia, not them, a calm, chilling whisper. You're not alone. The room temperature dropped, breath visible in the air. Rhea reached for the recorder, but Tyler stopped her. We don't know what happens if we keep going. The voice laughed softly, almost friendly. You think you escaped? The song is everywhere. The recorder began to play fragments of conversations. From strangers, from friends, from their own memories. Pieces of lives interwoven by the song. A web. Suddenly, the walls began to shimmer. Rhea looked at Tyler. We have to choose. Stay silent and pretend this never happened, or dive deeper and risk losing ourselves. Tyler nodded slowly. You ready? Before she could answer, the voice spoke again. What would you do if you were trapped inside the song? Would you fight or surrender? The tape cut out. Silence. Darkness. The last thing Rhea heard was the softest echo of the lullaby. If you found yourself in their place, would you run away or press play? The choice is yours.